Welcome to the Wine Elder. Today we have a Chardonnay out of Santa Maria Valley. The winemaker is Rideau Vineyards. The Santa Maria Valley is just to the east of the town of Santa Maria in Santa Barbara County, north of the town of Santa Barbara, up over the hills. It is very close to the Santa Ynez Valley. Both the Santa Maria and Santa Ynez Valley do a lot of Pinot Noirs and Chardonnays. The cool climate, the winds coming off the ocean, cool it down and make it ideal for those wines. This is what is our vintage on here? 2015. Look at the cork. When I'm looking at the cork, I'm looking to see if it's broken or crumbled, or if it looks like it leaked. If it looks like it's intact, that's the job of it. You see people in the movies and TV smelling them. That's really not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to look to make sure the cork has stayed intact. One of the big myths of white wine, especially Chardonnays, is that you should use small glasses for white wines and large glasses for red wines. When it comes to an aromatic wine like Chardonnay, I like a nice big glass. Brings out the aroma in it to really get a good whiff of it when you're smelling it. Get some air into that. It's a nice golden colored to it. A little bit pale, but kind of that almost the color of yellow apples. Has a big citrus aroma to it as well. You can really smell it. Even down at your chin, you can get a big whiff of it. I'm smelling pears, a little bit of apricot, some citrus and stone fruit to it. That is buttery, smooth. You get that vanilla, buttery flavor to it. That's an indication that it was set on oak for a while. I'm not getting an overly heavy amount of oak. I think it's just the right amount. It adds a little bit to it, but it doesn't become overbearingly buttery and vanilla and toasty. Just a little bit of it. Maybe a little bit too much of the butteriness to it. It loses a little bit of its crispness. The malolactic acid in there is what you're tasting when you get that buttery flavor to it. It takes the acidity off of it, and it gives it a bit of a creaminess. So depending on the food that you would have this with, if you had a nice big buttery dish, say sauteed shrimp or scallops, then maybe you like that extra butteriness because it goes with the buttery garlic sauce in the food. If you're having it more with spring salad or something like that, you probably want more acidity because the dressing is typically going to have some vinegar components so that the acidity would nicely cut through. As far as just drinking this, I think it goes great either way. I think they did overdo it a little bit on the butteriness, but not too bad. It's a little bit more than I like. The balance, it's pretty well balanced, above average. We'll give it a 4 out of 5. The depth, I'm tasting 2 or 3 different flavors on it, not an overabundance. It's a little bit simplified, but not flat and one-note generic. So we'll give it a 4 out of 5 on the depth as well. The finish, I'm going to give it a 3 out of 5. It's not bad, but I think it's average. It's not an incredibly lasting in my mouth. For the representation of how well this tastes like a Chardonnay, I would say 4 out of 5. It has all the characteristics, although it is more of the American style rather than the old world style. By that I mean the oak influence, the little bit of extra butteriness. So we'll give it a 4 out of 5. It's definitely very characteristic of Chardonnay, above average, but for me it's not a stellar example of it. Overall taste, I think we'll give it 8 out of 10. Find it good. I could drink this anytime. I would certainly buy this again if I come across it, but it's not absolutely thrilling me. So we've got 4, 4, 3, and a 4, and an 8. That gives us a final score of 89. So once again, Rideau Vineyards Chardonnay from Santa Maria Valley.